Welcome to our virtual presentation on strategies for facilitating students' academic writing capacities by means of artificial intelligence. In this session, we would like to present to you a consortium research project we initiated together with the University of Hamburg and Mittelhessen University of Applied Sciences. So our team is actually larger than the four of us that are attending this conference and presenting this topic to you. However, each one of us plays a major role in this project. Alice, for instance, got several academic degrees in the fields of social sciences and humanities, and she focuses on ethical dimensions especially. Nadine brings in a special experience in teaching learning pathways through writing. Dominikus is an expert in the field of software systems engineering and educational research. And me, Tobias, an educational researcher who acquired fundings from our Federal States Ministry of Science for a project on artificial intelligence in higher education. First of all, I'd like to explain on which basis we assume a lack of academic writing skills. I will then give a short overview of the state of research, which will lead to our research gap and our technological conception. To illustrate this, a short video will show how the AI text generator could be used to improve writing skills. Finally, I will give a short outlook on how our next steps and further research. In Germany, rising student numbers and the increasing diversity of students do not correspond to more chairs or additional teaching staff in the domain of scientific writing. So these two recent issues, rising student numbers and increasing diversity in the field of post-secondary education, both have an immediate impact on the quality of supervision of a thesis, for example, or a student research project. However, it is a major goal of each study program to enable students write scientific papers. So this issue is of great relevance for higher education. According to a nationwide representative study by the German Center for Higher Education Research and Science Studies, university students face difficulties when writing papers. 25.7% of this sample even report great difficulties. More than a quarter of all respondents, this is 30.4%, rate the existing introductory courses to the methods of scientific work as not particularly useful for their studies. Also, lecturers of higher education rate their students' overall academic writing skills as rather low. Before we completely dive into the artificial intelligence topic, I would like to give you a short definition of artificial intelligence, so that everyone's on the same page. We follow Ma and Xiao, who stated a very broad definition in 2018. To them, AI is defined by the ability of an information technology computer system to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence and logical inference. The use of artificial intelligence in educational contexts is increasingly coming into focus in various countries, including Germany, as Kieslich et al. 2019 pointed out. Above all, countries such as the USA, Japan, China, and Australia are taking on pioneering roles in the use of AI in universities, colleges, and schools. Increasingly, artificial intelligence is also being integrated into the learning design of educational settings. In addition to highly individualized learning paths and new forms of self-education, this opens new possibilities for lecturers, for the automated analysis and evaluation of learning processes, and for teaching improvement. When it comes to education and media research, a new field of problems and research questions opens up that goes far beyond singular subject perspectives. There are also some recent attempts to support students in writing scientific papers using AI-based technologies. For example, we can refer to the thesis writer of our colleagues at Zurich University of Applied Sciences in Switzerland. However, such tools do not focus as much on semantic aspects of language, like coherence or argumentation structures, for example. Neither do they focus on psychological aspects such as the development of writing strategies. Nevertheless, specifically, these aspects are of high relevance when it comes to writing a good academic text, which is why currently AI tools are not that helpful for students writing academic papers yet. In our research and development project, we want to use a text generator language called GTP2 by a group of developers called OpenAI. So these guys are considered to be the international market leading at the moment. With their AI tool, users can write the beginning of a sentence in a text field, and the AI text generator will continue this beginning of a sentence one word at a time. The language model contains 1.5 billion parameters trained on a dataset of 8 million web pages. The tool predicts the next word, given all of the previous words within some text. In order to preserve document quality, only pages which have been curated or filtered by humans specifically should be used. The tool generates synthetic text samples in response to the model being primed with an arbitrary input. It even continues coherent paragraphs of text based on your input that are not only grammatically correct, but also fit more or less on the topic you gave. The language model adapts to the style and content of the conditioning text. This allows users to generate realistic and coherent continuations about a topic of their choosing. We would like to use this technology for educational scenarios in the university context to help students improve their writing skills. We do this by installing the text generator in an educational setting as follows. Students receive a text proposal generated by the artificial intelligence on a topic of their choice. They begin to interact with the tool by checking the text for stylistic issues, verbose expressions, or inconsistent argumentation, and improve the text according to the standards of academic writing. While editing the text, the artificial intelligence assesses improvements instantly, making the writing process a joint effort. Lecturers provide feedback on the final version of the text, which is also provided to the artificial intelligence. By improving the artificial intelligence-based writing assistance, students learn to take the professor's perspective and can better anticipate how a good academic text should be structured and which mistakes should be avoided. In addition to improving the writing skills of students, a further aim of the project is to inspire students for technology-supported learning without losing a critical view on AI. Through the creative approach, students experience technology-supported learning as an active participation in which AI has a stimulating and participatory, but not a controlling function. To give students an insight into AI from as many perspectives as possible, the project will also discuss critical aspects of AI-supported learning. In order to make our idea of our research project more concrete and to illustrate the core of the project, we would like to use two fictitious persons to show how students can further develop their writing skills with the help of the AI text generator, especially if these students are not experienced in scientific writing.
Scenario: weak writing students. Suzanne is studying communication sciences at a German university and must write her second essay this semester. She passed the first essay in her studies very poorly with a 3.7. Because of this negative experience, she is very afraid of scientific work. Suzanne otherwise has hardly any experience in scientific work, except for an introductory course, and already had problems writing texts at school. Above all, she finds it difficult to begin the writing process. Suzanne's problems are little experience in scientific work, bad previous experience, fear of bad grades and fear of failing again, writer's block, little motivation and interest in scientific writing. Suzanne uses the AI-supported text generator to obtain information on a topic of her choice in the form of a generated text. Suzanne checks the text section in a digital writing tool for bad formulations as well as illogical augmentation chains and improves the text according to criteria of scientific work. Suzanne can then decide whether scientific staff should evaluate her corrections to the revised text and give her further advice and feedback on the scientific work. Solution of the AI text generator. First, overcoming the fear of writing. Second, solution of writer's block by the text generator. Third, developing an understanding of poor formulations and illogical augmentation chains. Fourth, developing an understanding of well-written scientific texts. Fifth, development of motivation and interest in scientific work. Scenario: students inexperienced in writing. Uwe is studying mechanical engineering at a German university in his 4th semester. This semester is the first time he must write a scientific paper in preparation for his bachelor thesis. Basically, Uwe always liked to write texts at school, but that was a long time ago, and during his studies he did not have the opportunity to practice scientific writing. His professor is not very helpful to him and always refers to a guide to scientific work in which Uwe finds general tips but no concrete text examples. Due to the poor supervision and his inexperience, Uwe is quite nervous and worried about getting a bad grade for his work. Uwe's problems are little experience in scientific work, uncertainty about writing a text, poor supervision by the professor, fear of poor performance of the task, lack of experience leads to loss of motivation. Uwe receives information via the AI-supported text generator in the form of a generated text. He checks the text section in a digital writing tool for bad formulations as well as illogical augmentation chains and improves the text according to scientific working criteria. This procedure is repeated until Uwe has worked on the main topics/terms of the scientific introduction and put them into context. Research assistants from the university's Central Competence Center review Uwe's revised text and note further suggestions for improvement in the digital tool. Uwe can include the tips in his introduction and, after talking to his professor about his introduction, give feedback to the research assistants via the digital tool. Solution of the AI text generator. First, overcoming uncertainty. Second, developing an understanding of poor formulations and illogical augmentation chains. Third, developing an understanding of well-written scientific texts. Fourth, emergence of motivation and interest in scientific work. Fifth, writing a good scientific introduction.
During the next 12 months, we will test and evaluate the work with the OpenAI text generator in pilot studies within writing seminars at OL University. In a second step, we are working on developing our own text generator in German language. As a goal of the project, we would like to make it available to higher education institutions, writing centers, and German universities. We are working on an interdisciplinary development which is scientifically guided by the design-based research methodological framework and which is equally well established in the educational sciences and computer sciences. In addition, we include in this project an ethical research to focus on the potentials as well as the dangers of AI-supported learning and to teach students how to use AI tools responsibly. We are very happy to be part of this year's Future of Education conference and are looking forward to getting in touch with you. Thank you very much for your attention. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions, comments, or if you are interested in cooperating with us in some way. See you around.